Historic Westminster Gym, the host of two teams headed in opposite directions, set to do battle at historic campus of Westminster College in Fulton, Missouri. It's 0-3 Iowa Wesleyan taking on 3-1 Westminster women's basketball, and it's next. Hello, everyone, and welcome into our broadcast booth tonight. My name is Garrett Jones. Thrilled to be bringing you the action tonight here from historic Westminster Gym, Henry P. Iba Court. Westminster off to a fantastic start, 3-1 on the season. Can't say the same for Iowa Wesleyan. They come in at 0-3. This one's set for tip-off at about 5:30, so we'll be thrilled to bring you the call here on the Westminster Sports Network through the YouTube live stream. We do have starting lineups to give you before we break for the national anthem. Iowa Wesleyan starts by starting Harriet Fowler, a freshman from Melbourne, Australia, one of many Australians that you will see play in these two games between the women's game, which is set for tip-off at 5:30, and the men's game set for tip-off roughly at 7 o'clock. Jordan Mickley is in the middle for Wesleyan. Allie Massner is at the small forward spot, averaging 10 points a game. Sarah Kavanaugh, an Iowa native, the only one in the starting lineup, along with Darby Master, also from Iowa. Minneapolis, Iowa is where she hails from, 13 points a game. And once again, that's Fowler, Mickley, Massner, Kavanaugh, and Darby Master wrapping up the starting five for Iowa Wesleyan. They are coached by head coach Jack Burns, longtime leader for this team, looking to get his team on track with a win this evening. As for the home team, Westminster counters with Abby Reese, a freshman, averaging 6 points a game. Cape Girardeau native will start at small forward. Miracle Johnson is in the middle, one of the premier players at this level, coming in averaging nearly 20 points a game, a double-double with 11 rebounds as well. Kendall Adams, mid-Missouri native out of Columbia, Missouri, starts at the power forward spot. Ray Imamura, one of the only international players starting in this lineup, either game in the men's or women's. She's from Japan, and she starts at the shooting guard spot. And Callie Dowler, starts at shooting guard, averaging 6 points a game. We will pause quickly for the national anthem, but shortly rejoin you here in the William Woods Westminster Sports Network. Back in Fulton, just about set for the tip. Once again, Iowa Wesleyan traveling to take on Westminster. Women's basketball action early on in the season. Only 4 games played for Westminster, 3 for Iowa Wesleyan. Running back quickly through the Westminster starting lineup for the Blue Jays. Abby Reese at small forward, Miracle Johnson in the middle, Kendall Adams at power forward, Ray Imamura at point guard, Callie Dowler at shooting guard, and they are led by James Arnold, the head man, coaching tonight for the Blue Jays. Iowa Wesleyan's got some cool jerseys. They are the Tigers. They come out in the black jerseys, black bottoms, black shoes. White piping up the sides with purple lettering accented by white trim. And as for the Blue Jays, really, really good looking home jerseys. White tops, white bottoms. Have gone with the powder blue sneakers. I don't know if I'd call that powder blue more than baby blue. Blue piping up the sides, blue lettering, blue numbers. Tip-off just about set to go for this one. Once again, Westminster enters this game at 3-1, a fantastic start to their season. Can't say the same for Iowa Wesleyan. They come in with a 3-2 clip. 0-3, I should say. Players to watch in this one, Darby Massner, a senior shooting guard. She will be wearing number 30 tonight. She's listed on the roster wearing number 5, but they have to switch the jersey numbers for the different jerseys. She comes in with 13 points a game, 15 points her last time out, a senior from Minneapolis, Iowa. She'll lead this group as they try to take down Westminster on the road. It's going to be a tough test for Iowa Wesleyan. And for Westminster, who else? Miracle Johnson, a Memphis, Tennessee native out of Arlington High School. Nearly averaging a double-double last time out. She put up 18 points and 10 rebounds. We're set for tip-off here. It'll be Johnson to take it in the middle, as well as Jordan Mickley. Once again, the starting lineups for Wesleyan: Fowler, Mickley, Massner, Kavanaugh, Massner as well. Reese, Miracle Johnson, Kendall Adams, Imamura, and Dowler. And this one gets started with Johnson winning the tip. Westminster has possession, moving left to right. Imamura at the top of the key with the basketball, swings to the left wing. Just underway here from Westminster Gin, and a 3 is hoisted from the left wing, no good there. Dowler, feisty rebound from Johnson. Kick back up to Imamura, cross court for Dowler. Low post for Johnson, who puts up a mid-range jumper, nothing doing there, but off the fingertips of Wesleyan. And Westminster will retain possession. This one tipped off just shy of 5:35 Central Time, so 7 o'clock mark for the men's game should be well for now, depending on the pace of this one. 9:25 remaining in the first quarter, no score yet. Hoisted from the top of the 3. Johnson changes that. 3 points for Westminster. Kendall Adams actually in on that one, the power forward, expanding her range and scoring, converting on the first 3-point attempt of the night for Westminster. She comes in averaging 15.5 points per game, shooting 19% from 3. She'll improve that clip. Iowa Wesleyan with their first possession of the game. Handoff here, driving in, spinning, and a right-handed layup is good. That's Darby Massner. First points on the board, and Iowa Wesleyan response. 8:53 remaining here in the first period. Left wing 3 for Kendall Adams, rims out. Fight for the rebound. It's going to be a jump ball called. Good effort there by Jordan Mickley. And Miracle Johnson fighting for that basketball, but the possession arrow is in the favor of the road team, Iowa Wesleyan, in the first half, so they will win that jump ball. Again, there's no jump ball at the collegiate level, no matter what you're playing, Division I, II, III, or NAIA. 8:36 as Iowa Wesleyan with their second possession of the game. 3 hoisted by Mickley, no good there. Fight for the rebound by Massner. She goes back up with it and gets fouled. And the referees are actually going to overturn that decision. She walked before she put up the foul, so a good stop for the Blue Jays. Imamura with the ball moving left to right once again. Crosses the timeline, surveys her options. Left wing for Dowler. Down low to Adams. Nice pass there to Johnson, who put the shot up but got fouled. And Miracle Johnson will head to the free throw line. She is one of the true premier players of this conference and doesn't do it with the 3 ball. 19.5 points per game, 11.8 rebounds coming in the game. First one is up and good. So Westminster extends their lead 4-2 with 8 minutes and 18 seconds remaining in the first period. Second one for Johnson is true. Westminster extends their lead to 5-2. Inbound taking it back up the court. Harriet Fowler, a true freshman from Melbourne, Australia, a long way from home, playing in this one in Fulton, Missouri. Just underway. Back up top for Massner. Back over to Fowler. Screen from Mickley. Right wing for Massner, twin sister, younger sister I should say, of Darby. And this is Fowler driving in with the left hand, no good. Rebound Imamura. Ray Imamura in her first year with the Westminster program records her first rebound of the game. Back up top to the point guard. Adams a 3 from the top of the key, no good. Fight for the rebound, secured by Wesleyan. And coming back the other way with it is Sarah Kavanaugh. In transition, Tigers looking to get out and run. Down low to Mickley. And a three from the top of the key for Master, left short. Rebound to Miracle Johnson, going to get a chance to go out and run in transition. Nice defense there by the Tigers. Down low shot, no good. Fight for the rebound. And it's going to be another jump ball. Must have called a kick, which I believe they did. That one will stay with Westminster. 5-2 the score here. Blue Jays with an early lead. 7 minutes and 7 seconds remaining in this first period. It'll be Imamura to inbound. We're going to run a set play here. Haven't said Abby Reese's name. She looked like she was the one intending to get that basketball, but it had to go top to Adams. Tight defense here from the freshman Fowler. Working around mid-range J for Johnson, no good. Fight for the rebound. She gets her own. Back up top to Adams. Pass fake from Imamura. Drive in with the right hand, no good. Fight for the rebound once again. Imamura secures another offensive rebound. Poor defense here from Iowa Wesleyan. Back up top to Adams. Down low a jumper. It's good. Abby Reese, the freshman, converts. 6.3 points a game on the season. She's got her first there, and Westminster extends its lead. 7-2 now. Blue Jays with the advantage. A lot of movement for Iowa Wesleyan on the other end. The up fake, swinging it around. Master with a drive. Shoots from the top of the key and converts. Darby Master with 4 early points. And the Tigers keeping the score at bay here, 7-4. Westminster with an early lead. Imamura back over to Dowler. Bounce pass for Imamura. 3 on the right wing for Dowler, no good. Rebound tipped out of bounds and out of play. Will stay with the Blue Jays. Couple substitutions in. Imamura is going to come off the floor, as well as Abby Reese. Kayla Johnson, a sophomore, in. She will trigger the inbounds pass. Actually opt for Adams to take that one. Only substitution is the lifting of Abby Reese. Westminster works the ball around. 3 from the top of the key for Imamura. No good. Fight for the rebound. Adams, she secures it, went up with it, and got fouled. Not yet in the bonus are the Blue Jays. So it's just a common foul. No free throws. And be Imamura, the point guard, to inbound. 7-4, Westminster with an early lead. And I believe Callie Dowler, I should say, it's going to trip up on that name a couple times tonight. She traveled. Yeah, that's a turnover. Iowa Wesleyan will retain possession of the basketball. Substitution in for the Tigers as well. That's Dorica Martin into the game. She's got the basketball and drives in. The Joliet native floats a ball away from anybody, really. Not near the rim and out of bounds. A missed shot, but a turnover in effect. It'll be Imamura coming back the other way with it. 3 from the right wing for Dowler, no good. Fight for her own rebound. Great hustle there, and they retain possession. Blue Jays working it around. Good movement. Left wing Dowler, back up top Imamura. Drives in here, leaves it up top. Nice drive there, but nothing doing there for Michaela Johnson. That shot just a little too ambitious and off the rim and out. Martin working it around, back up top. 7-4 here, an early advantage, and an air ball for Massner. Westminster leading, 4 minutes and 43 seconds remaining in this first period. Down low for Johnson. Intense play there, works at top of the three. Third three of the game for Adams, and she hits. Kendall Adams, the Columbia native, extends Westminster's lead. They now lead this one 10-4. Timeout, Iowa Wesleyan. You're listening to Blue Jays basketball here on the Westminster Sports Network. Your score, 10-4. The Blue Jays on top. 4 minutes and 44 seconds remaining in this first period. Back with you in Fulton. Garrett Jones is part of the Westminster Sports Network. Privileged to be part of your evening tonight. This is a big game for Westminster. They could start out their season 4-1. They've won 3 out of their first 4 contests, and Iowa Wesleyan looking for their first win on this young season. Derica Martin with the basketball. Drives in, leaves it up top for Massner. Swings it left. Good ball movement here, and a substitution recently in. And driving this one, putting it up with the left hand. Great contest there by Miracle Johnson. Who else? Out of bounds, but Wesleyan retains possession. Martin calling out a planned inbound play. Down low to Massner. Another shot attempt. She's got all 4 of the Tiger points. Nothing doing there, and a good play by Johnson to come up with that loose basketball. Looking to get out and run. Kendall Miller recently into the game. Down low. Adams works it up top. Miller, a right wing 3. No good. Off the short iron and out. Another offensive rebound for the Blue Jays. They've secured 5 so far in this contest. Adams, a mid-range J. No good. Fight for the rebound. It's going to be a jump ball. And with that possession arrow in the first half, the Tigers retain possession. Substitution in now. It is Emily Hummel into the game. That's going to be Jordan Mickley subbing out for the first time this evening. As well as Sarah Kavanaugh, the point guard, is out of the game. Subbing back in is Harriet Fowler. On the floor for Wesleyan, Fowler, Massner, Martin, and Darby Massner. Back up top, Martin. 3:45 remaining in this first period. A mid-range jumper, no good. That's a low percentage shot there from Martin, who's missed her first 2. Adams, the low post player in transition, out and running. Floats up a shot, nothing doing there, but she got fouled. 10-4, Westminster with the early lead. 3 minutes and 33 seconds remaining in this first period. Adams to the free throw line. Graduate of Hickman High School. Comes into this game as a 56% free throw shooter, and she misses her first. She had a double-double last time out, 22 points in that game in a win over Milliken. One of these fierce low-post threats in the St. Louis Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, but her and Miracle Johnson, no doubt one of the best. She leaves the second free throw at the line. Derica Martin rebounds that one. 11-4, Westminster with the lead. It's Fowler back over. Over to Massner. Working it around. And a 3 from the left wing, tipped there. Great defense from Westminster. Out and running in transition. Great pass there from Adams, but Johnson left it short on the rim, and Wesleyan with the rebound. Fowler. Back over for Martin. 3 from the left wing. Halfway down and out. Fight for the rebound. 2 Tigers clashed for it, and neither one of them came up with it. So that'll be Blue Jay basketball. And costly errors for Iowa Wesleyan have kept them out of this one in the early going. Ema Mora with the basketball. She's played every minute of this game so far. Working it around Miller. Back out top, Ema Mora. Left wing Johnson. She pulls. Nothing but air there, but a good rebound. And we're going to get a loose ball foul here. It is on Wesleyan, so Westminster will retain possession of the basketball. It'll be Ema Mora inbounding from under her own basket. 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in this first period. The Blue Jays with a 10-4 advantage. Early scoring for Westminster. Kendall Adams leading the bunch. She hit a three-pointer. She's hit 2 of them. 2 of 6 from the floor. She leads with 6. And Darby Massner with all of Iowa Wesleyan's points so far. Flip up and not in. Great play there nonetheless by Abby Reese to try to get to the basket. Finish with the right hand. She'll go to the free throw line. A freshman from Cape Girardeau, Missouri and Cape Central High School is Reese. 6 points a game coming into this one. First one is up and hits the rim 3 separate times but does not bounce home. That's been a problem for Westminster so far in this one. Scoreboard shows a 2-possession game, but it has not been that close so far. And she has yet to convert in a free throw in her career. She hits the first one of her collegiate life. And extends Westminster's lead to 11-4. I'm going to whistle here. And they started the clock a little too early. We'll have to try that one more time. started the shot clock, I should say. We haven't seen that come into factor yet. It's been a rather slow-paced, one-sided game. Westminster playing well on both sides of the ball so far. Fowler with the basketball at the top of the key. Working her way down, nice move there, but a stern block on the edge. Very, very nice play from Abby Reese. Continued strong defensive play from the Blue Jays. Coming back in transition, Miller a three. No good, too strong. Fight for the rebound, and out of bounds off Wesleyan. We talked about Reese struggling a bit in the offensive side of the game, just converting her first career free throw, but she absolutely rejected that Harriet Fowler shot attempt on the other end. Set up a nice offensive possession for Westminster. Designed inbound play. They kick it to Miller on the left wing. Pulls a three, no good. Good contest there for the rebound, and it's secured and flipped up and in by Callie Dowler. 6 points a game coming in. She's got her first of the day and her first make. 13-4, Westminster the lead. A minute and 47 seconds remaining in the first. A loose ball knocked out of bounds off Wesleyan. Everything that has gone wrong, that could have gone wrong, I should say, has so far for the Tigers. They trailed this one 13-4 with a minute and 46 seconds remaining in only the first period. 2 successful field goal attempts for the Tigers. Blue Jays on the other end. Johnson on the left wing. Down low. Reese up top for Dowler. Imamura. Left wing. Dowler three. It's good. Kaylee Dowler hits a 25% three-point shooter. Converts in the early going. A big three for her. She's got 5 on the night. And Westminster quadrupling up Iowa Wesleyan in the early going. Bad take there from Massner. Nothing going right in this first quarter. Out in transition. Imamura leaves it for Dowler. She traveled and turned the ball over. Iowa Wesleyan shooting an atrocious 15% from the floor. Westminster not much better. Only 21% right now, but they have converted 3 3-pointers. Only a single turnover for Iowa Wesleyan. It feels like it's been a lot more. Under a minute left to play in the first. Fowler. Dribble handoff. Kavanaugh just subbed back into the game. Back up top for Masters. Played this entirety of this one. Driving in, Mastner floats it up. That was Fowler, rather. She got fouled by Abby Reese. 2 free throws upcoming for Harriet Fowler. Freshman from Melbourne, Australia. Again, stick around for the men's game set for tip-off at 7 o'clock here on the Westminster Sports Network as Fowler hits the first one. You're going to get a chance to see a lot of Australian players between the women's game and the men's game. This Box Hill native, 90% free throw shooter, misses the second, but Iowa Wesleyan secures a huge rebound and a nice play there from Allie Massner to flip it back up and in, and suddenly Iowa Wesleyan looking much better after a 3-point possession. Working it around, a three from the left wing. Dowler can't be stopped. She hits a big three there, her second of the game. She's already out and running. 8 early points for Callie Dowler. Kavanaugh. 14 seconds. Shot clock not a factor. Back over for Master. Down low, believes she walked. We got a whistle. With 5 seconds left, Westminster leading 19-7. And the shot clock, I believe it was an issue. I don't think it was started. It should be an issue because the game clock was below 30 seconds, so the shot clock shouldn't even turn on. While we sort this out, a couple substitutions for Westminster. Courtney Wolf, a sophomore, in to finish off this first quarter. Miracle Johnson will get a breather, as well as Abby Reese, who played some really, really good basketball. Johnson back in. 2 to shoot. Turnover forced by Westminster, and they keep Iowa Wesleyan from scoring on the potential threat. So after 1, Westminster with a dominant first period. They lead Iowa Wesleyan 19-7. You're listening to Blue Jays basketball here in the Westminster Sports Network. Back in Westminster Gym, Garrett Jones and the Westminster Sports Network. Thrilled to be calling the action this evening. Westminster with the dominant first period. They lead this one 19-7 over Iowa Wesleyan. And you heard the head man for the Blue Jays, James Arnold, calling plays in the huddle. And his main message, shooters shoot, rebounders rebound. And Westminster's done just that. They haven't shot the ball well from the floor. Only 6 of 24, but 4 of 14 from 3. 2 huge shots from Dowler. She's accounted for half of that three-point production. And 17 total rebounds to Iowa Wesleyan's 10. That has been the difference so far. Both teams have been able to limit the turnovers with just 2. Garrett Jones thrilled to bring you the call of this one this evening. Harriet Fowler back into the game. She works at left wing. Master back up top. Both Masters are in the game, both Darby and Alley, both on the left wing. Over to Alley Master. Good shot fake, a drive in here. Fight for the ball, nothing doing there, and a turnover for Westminster. Imamura out and running. Leaves it up top for Kendall Adams, who pulls a 3 from the top and hits. Kendall Adams with a big shot. Out to a really, really strong start this one, 9 points early. And coming back the other way with it is Wesleyan, looking to respond. Trailing by 15, their largest deficit tonight. 9 minutes and 18 seconds remaining. Westminster dominating, up 22-7. Kavanaugh works around Master on the left wing. Heavy defensive pressure. Darby Master leaves up top for Alley. 5 to shoot, 4 to shoot, 3 to shoot. Driving in. Great defense by Miracle Johnson and forces a shot clock violation. Miracle Johnson, you see her right there in the middle, number 20. One of the best players in this conference on both sides of the basketball. She's able to force the turnover. She's been quiet offensively so far, only 2 points off 0 of 3 shooting. But making her mark defensively. Back over to Dowler, who leads scoring into 8 points. And a nice mid-range J there for Kendall Adams, who extends her total to 11. 4 of 8 from the floor. An offensive ball-dominant player who's really thriving this offense tonight. And Westminster extends their lead. Up 24-7, 8:38 remaining in the first half. Tip for the rebound after Master missed. Rebound Imamura out in transition, leaves it up top. Good shot from Wolf, halfway down and out. Johnson with a fantastic rebound in the low post, leaves it up top for Imamura. Working it around for a corner 3 for Dowler, who connects. Callie Dowler with her 9th, 10th, and 11th points, much to the dismay of Coach Bruns. And he will call a timeout to talk things over with his ladies, who now trail by 20 points. 8 minutes and 18 seconds remaining in the first half. Westminster 27, Iowa Wesleyan 7. You're listening to Blue Jays basketball on the Westminster Sports Network. Back at Westminster College. Historic campus, Henry P. Iba Court. Good basketball so far on this one. That is if you're a Westminster College fan. Their team leads 20 points up. 27-7 your score. Harriet Fowler trying to change that. Working it around, a substitution in for the Tigers, trying to generate any kind of momentum. But a turnover here, out and running are the Blue Jays. Up. The shot is Johnson. Fight for the rebound secured. Rush shot there for Westminster yields no results, and a substitution also oncoming for Iowa Wesleyan. Recently into the game is Claire Hansen. Shot there in the right wing, nothing doing. A shot from Deja Swoley drops. That's a three-pointer from the left wing. Omaha, Nebraska native converts on her first 3 of the game. Working it around, coming back, looking to respond. 17-point lead for Westminster. The Blue Jays have not been challenged in this one. They lead 27-10 with 7 minutes and 22 seconds remaining in the second period. Back up top for Johnson. Down low for Johnson, a nice move, and she finishes the reverse layup. Miracle Johnson, the senior, one of the longest tenured players on this floor for either team. playing some of her best basketball in 2018. She scores in on a nifty reverse layup. Coming back the other way with it. Iowa Wesleyan. Intense pressing here from Westminster. A shot up and no good. Tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Wesleyan. Claire Hansen put up the shot there. A fresh shot clock. 6:46 to play with in this second period. The Master to inbound. And Allie Darby, I should say, flips it up top for Jordan Mickley recently in the game. Swoley leaves it up top for Darby. Darby, the leader of this offense, 4 points tonight. Works it inside. Back up top, Mickley. Swoley with the ball on the top of the key. Screen plays all over, and Swoley hoists this one from the top of the key and hits. Deja Swoley leads all Iowa Wesleyan scores just into the game after hitting 2 threes. And the Tigers doing everything that they can to keep this one close. Swoley's been a big part of that off the bench, providing much needed energy. Westminster looking to respond. Down low, Miracle Johnson. That is a supreme post move, and it extends the Westminster lead, 31-12 to score. Miracle Johnson having a fantastic second quarter, her 6th points of the night. Wesleyan looking to respond. A foul called here. It looks like they're going to get Johnson for it. And they're going to get Michaela Johnson on the foul. And Jordan Mickley is going to go to the free throw line. 43% from the charity stripe this season. First one's up and good. 5 minutes and 54 seconds remaining in the second. Westminster in complete control. Make a couple substitutions. Wolf coming off. Dowler back on. Didn't even notice she was off the floor. Quickly subbing out is Corey Reese, twin sister of Abby, who's not on the floor either. And Mickley hits both, keeping the Blue Jays relatively at bay, but still a daunting deficit for the Blue Jays. For the Tigers, I should say, the Blue Jays have played extremely well. 3 from the top of the key, no good. Dowler, she's already hit 2, couldn't connect on that one. Westminster with a nice offensive rebound. Let's set it up here. Corner 3 for Adams. Little too much on that one, but a nice follow by Johnson, who finishes with 2 hands. And the putback is good for Miracle Johnson. Westminster extends its lead. Driving in Massner. Left wing, shot fake. Good defense from Johnson. Maybe a little too much. Got a whistle. And it is going to be a foul on Miracle Johnson. That's one thing you got to watch for a low post player. A lot of contact, a lot of potential. 4 fouls. And with someone as special as Johnson, such a fine offensive talent, 8 points and 7 rebounds already in this one. You have to watch that foul trouble. Swoley to inbound. Flips up top for Master. Darby with 4 on the night. Moves to her right wing. Not great spacing for Wesleyan, but a shot there from Mickley. Not her best selection. It worked for her anyway, because Dowler got her hands on the basketball out of bounds, and the Tigers will retain possession of the basketball. 5:06 remaining in the second. Westminster 33, Iowa Wesleyan 14. Shot no good there from the right wing. Rebound Johnson. Imamura in transition. Michaela Johnson a 3 from the left wing, no good. And the rebound out and secured by Massner. 3 ball, a friend of Westminster tonight. 7 already hit for the Blue Jays. They love to shoot that 3 ball. 4 of them to Kendall Adams' credit. Shot no good. Rebound Swoley. Back up top for Kavanaugh. Driving in. And bad pass there, but it'll stay with Wesleyan. Went out of bounds off a Blue Jay. I believe it was Imamura. And a substitution on Kendall Miller will come in for Michaela Johnson. Swoley will inbound from under the basketball. 4 seconds to shoot. Shot clock is a factor here. In for Master. She goes up and under with it. No good. And tipped out and rebounded by the Blue Jays. Johnson got her hands on that one. In transition, Dowler. Moving left to right. Back up top, Imamura. Home crowd willing their Blue Jays here as Westminster works it around. Back up top, Dowler, her 4-3 of the night, no good. Short and off the rim, rebounded by Imamura. Imamura calls out another set play. Westminster with very poor spacing here. Right wing, Dowler. Back up top, Imamura. Looking for a screen, 16 to shoot. Pulls from the left wing, well short and caught nothing but air. Rebound, Miller, but a whistle. And Miller got both hands on the basketball and secured possession out of bounds. It'll be a turnover for the Blue Jays. Substitution, couple one in for Wesleyan. Didn't get the chance to say it, but Emily Hummel subbed into the game. She is lifted in favor of Allie Massner. Darby Master's got the ball. Derica Martin is also into the game. Master drives in. Good help defense there from the Blue Jays. 3:36 in the second period. Westminster in command. 33-14 they lead. Master now drives in. Right-hand floater up. Kissed off the glass and in. Good finish there from Darby Massner. 6 points on the night for her. And Ray Imamura looking to command her offense to respond. Crowd is the loudest it's been tonight. Aided by that Blue Jay cheer squad. Dowler down low. Adams back up top. Over to Iwamura. Great ball movement. 10 to shoot. Iwamura in the low post. Adams the leading scorer over in the right wing for Dowler, a three, and it's good. Callie Dowler hits again, her fourth of the night, and she's got 14 to lead the Blue Jays. Massner now. Dribble handoff. Derica Martin looking to generate some offense, but she turns the ball over here. Johnson did a great job of catching up with that one. And in transition, Miracle Johnson hits plus the foul in transition. Miracle Johnson with the biggest play of the night off strong defensive play from the Blue Jays. And Johnson has absolutely busted this one open. Westminster in command, leading 38-16. And Miracle Johnson off a savvy defensive play with the chance to extend that. Johnson on the night has already hit 2 of 2 free throws. A fantastic free throw shooter for a low post player. Coming in at 74% in this game. She hits the only one. And Westminster 39, Iowa Wesleyan 16. The Blue Jays are running the court so far in this first half. Fowler with the basketball. Right wing. No substitutions to report. They work it down low to Mickley moving left to right. And she can't get that one moving laterally. And rebound out to Imamura. Adams in transition, flips it up, no good. Falls her offensive rebound, goes up strong, no good there either. And a recent substitution into the game. Be Janae Williams down a low post fighting for that one. A whistle and a turnover. Not quite sure what that one looked like. A 20-second violation. 3-second violation, I should say, in the low post. And Westminster turns it over. 2 minutes even remaining in this first half. Westminster dominant, showing 39-16 they lead. Mickley a three from the top of the key. No good off the left iron and out. Rebounded Adams, and Westminster coming back the other way with it. Out in transition, Dowler looking for number 5. Leaves it up top for Imamura. Back to Kendall Miller, recently subbed in. Dowler 5 of 9 on threes for the evening. 4 of 9, I should say. Janae Williams down low. Kendall Miller in the left wing. Great ball movement, leads to an open shot. And Adams got fouled on the arm. Kendall Adams has been extremely aggressive with the basketball in her hand tonight. A senior player. Her and Miracle Johnson have been a force in the low post for the Blue Jays for a while now. 2 of the most premier players in the game. Johnson is subbed out. Adams is at the free throw line. A 56% shooter coming into this one. First one is up, and it's home. Substitutions for Wesleyan. Emily Hummel back into the game. Claire Hansen as well. And second one for Adams is up and good. So Kendall Adams with the strong first half, tied with Kaylee Dowler for the lead in points. 14-14 for those two. Miracle Johnson's added 11. Those two have counted for almost all, those 3 I should say, have counted for almost all of Westminster's points. Just over a minute left to play here. Looking it around, Hummel got it to Fowler. Hummel with the basketball in the right corner. She forces a three, barely hits the backboard. Rebound out to Reese, who just subbed back into the game. And Adams looking to slow it down, leaves it for Dowler, looking for number 5, no good. Tipped up rebound and secured by Hummel. 52 left to play in the first half. Westminster leading 41-16. 21 to shoot for Iowa Wesleyan, so they might look to slow it down. They don't. Master forces a three, no good there. Fight for the rebound and tipped out of bounds. Believe the Tigers are going to retain possession of that one, and they do. It'll be Hansen to inbound. It's been a struggle for Wesleyan shooting the basketball. Just 6 of 30 from the floor, good for 20%. Fowler looking to change that here. She gets the ball. 37 seconds remain. Fowler drives in, flips it up. And I believe Janae Williams did a really nice job not touching that basketball. Contested shot forced by Fowler. Wasn't anywhere near the net. They are going to disagree and say that Williams did, in fact, touch the basketball. And a quick substitution on for Westminster. Miracle Johnson's going to come back into the ball game. They're going to tag Williams on the foul. And their low post partner subs out. On the floor for Westminster, Reese, Dowler, Imamura, Adams, and Johnson. Tigers looking to work it in here. Staunch defense by Kendall Adams, who tips it out of bounds and reduces the shot clock, but that's about it. Relentless defense being played by the Blue Jays tonight. That's a big part of why they're leading so significantly. 41-16 the score. The Blue Jays in complete control of this one. And out here, Master. Great low post play by Reese, who rejects it. And coming back in transition are the Blue Jays. Adams, a rip-through move. Drives in with the right hand, puts it up. No good. Follow by Johnson, no good. And it calms down with a rebound to Hummel. 19 left to play in the first half. 14 as they cross down into the half-court offense. Bringing back up Fowler. Over to Hansen. Steal by Johnson. 6 seconds left to play in the first half. She's got to hurry. She floats it up and in. Plus the foul. Miracle Johnson will get a chance to add on a three-point play. But she continues her dominant play, and what looked like a nice offensive possession for Wesleyan turns into a disaster and transition point for the Blue Jays. Miracle Johnson with 13. She could equal the scoring totals of Dowler and Adams, as Michaela Johnson's going to sub on for Imamura. Westminster opting for some size here. 5 of 9 on the night is Johnson. And her lone shot is up and in. 3.2 left to play in the first half. This should be the last play, as we get a quick substitution for the Blue Jays. Hannah Macon comes on. And I don't even know if the Tigers will take a shot. They will not force it from half court. So a dominant first half ends for Westminster. They completely run the Iowa Wesleyan Tigers out of the gym. A lot to go back to the drawing board for the visitors. They trail this one 44-16. Fantastic halves from Kaylee Dowler, Kendall Adams, and Miracle Johnson for the Blue Jays, who all lead in scoring with 14 apiece. We'll take a quick break and rejoin you for some halftime stats and updates before we get to you in the second half of this call. Once again, the score: Westminster 44, Iowa Wesleyan 16. You're listening to the Westminster Sports Network. Welcome back, everybody. Garrett Jones here on the Westminster Sports Network calling this action tonight. Westminster with a comfortable, to say the least, halftime lead, 28-point advantage. The Blue Jays leading Iowa Wesleyan 44-16 in the women's game, the first of a doubleheader this evening tonight at historic Westminster Gym on the campus of Westminster College in Fulton, Missouri. A quick look at the stats, both individual and team. Callie Dowler, third time I messed up that name this evening, leading the team with 14 points. Kendall Adams also tied with that same number. Miracle Johnson, 13 as well. A really, really strong all-around showing offensively for the Blue Jays. Dowler's drilled 4 threes. She's taken 10, but still a really solid clip overall. And Kendall Adams has added 4 threes of her own. Johnson 5 of 9 from the low post. She's added in 10 rebounds, so she's already hit her second straight double-double, coming in averaging a double-double, so you know she'll retain that number. As for Wesleyan, Darby Massner with 6 to lead all Tiger scorers, but only on 3 of 11 shooting. Deja Swoley with 5 off the bench. Jordan Mickley a starter, only 2. And Darby's sister Allie with only a pair as well. Harriet Fowler added in the lone extra point. 5:30 was the time we got this one tipped off. 6:24 now by my watch, so the starting time of 7 o'clock for the men's game still could very much be in play here. We'll have coverage of that one here on the Westminster Athletics YouTube page on the Westminster Sports Network as well. Look at the stats as well. 44 points for the Blue Jays, 16 for the Tigers. 6 of 32 from the floor for Wesleyan. 15 of 43. Not much better, but still a 33% clip for the Blue Jays. Wesleyan only hit 1 3. Westminster hit 8. That's been the difference, if any, in this game so far. 4 turnovers for the Blue Jays, 6 for the Tigers. 10 points off those turnovers for Westminster. Out rebounding Iowa Wesleyan 33-17 as well. They've also recorded 6 blocks and 4 steals. So plus 10 on the defensive attribution there. Only 6 fouls and 4 for Westminster. As the teams warm up here, share a little of my thoughts from the first half. 18 first quarter points for Westminster. They only turned the intensity up with 26 in the second. Thought it was a fantastic effort from Miracle Johnson to get out and run in transition. Not just a low post player. She can really make it happen on both ends of the court and get out and run in transition as well. We've seen very careless errors. Only 6 turnovers for Wesleyan, but costly nonetheless. They've set up nicely opportunities for Westminster to pick up the basketball off the floor, get it out to Johnson in transition, and she's been finishing. And then the other thing for Westminster that's worked extremely well, Dowler making threes in the corner. She had 4 in the first half. Kendall Adams with 4 as well. And Adams, a low post player, interesting enough, has missed 5 shots from inside of the arc, but made 4 out of 7 from outside. So truly an inside-out player is Kendall Adams, the Columbia native. Westminster looking to see if it can replicate that kind of extreme success that it saw in the first half. Looking to reach possibly the 90-point mark here. They put up 44 in the first half, an absolute clinic. And both teams are just about ready to take the floor again. Garrett Jones, the Westminster Athletics YouTube page and the Westminster Sports Network. Happy to be a part of your evening tonight. Thank you for spending us. Hope you're bundled up inside. It's cold in the mid-Missouri area. Wind chills as low as 15 across the state. 3 degrees yesterday in Columbia. Even colder in Fulton. But Westminster looking to stay hot. From Westminster Gym in Fulton, Missouri, Ray Imamura with the first offensive possession of the second half. Dowler forces a 3. No good there. Rebound out to Massner. Coming back in transition, looking to make something happen for Iowa Wesleyan. They've got to look to score here early if they don't want to risk going down big in this contest. Not quite a blowout yet. Not close by any means. Dribble handoff for Massner. Allie with the three from the right wing. It's good. Only the second three of the game. They hit just one in the first half. Did the Tigers. And it was courtesy of Deja Swoley off the bench, but Master converts a big shot there. 44-19, good low post. Passing down low to Abby Reese, who finishes with the left hand. And Westminster extends its lead, 46-19, the Blue Jays lead. 9:04 remaining in the third. Darby Master's been very quiet in this one. Still leading the Tigers with 6, but struggling from the floor. She got the ball, but she handed it off to Emily Hummel, I should say. Dribble handoff for Master, taking a couple steps in and hitting from the right wing. From the elbow, Darby Master converts and right on cue. Iowa Wesleyan is outscoring Westminster so far in this second half. Going up and nothing doing there for Abby Reese on the reverse rail with the right hand. Rebounded by Iowa Wesleyan and coming back in transition. 22 to shoot. Handoff here, Master driving in. Looks like she took one too many steps, but she turns it over anyway. In transition, Adams leaves it up for Imamura. Kicks it back out, Dowler a three. It's good. Callie Dowler with a big shot. Her 5th three of the night. She has 17 to lead all scorers. Wesleyan looking to respond. Dowler's shooting has handcuffed them all evening. Allie Massner for Darby. And that's going to be an offensive foul. And you see the look on Darby's face, not pleased with the effort there. They turn the ball over in something that Wesleyan cannot afford to be doing right now. Imamura with the basketball. Left wing for Dowler. Back up top, Imamura. Right wing, Adams. Westminster running a set offensive play. Down low to Reese, a nifty pass and a great lead layup there for Miracle Johnson, who finishes with the left hand and extends the Blue Jay lead to 30. Fantastic drop-down lead pass from Reese. Johnson did a fantastic job as well, picking that one off the floor and scoring. Recent in the game is Claire Hansen. She drives in but loses the basketball. It's going to stay with the Tigers. They're going to rule that Abby Reese had a hand on it last. Substitution. Off comes Hummel. In comes Harriet Fowler. Inbound to Fowler. Bad pass there, but they're going to get lucky because it went off of Callie Dowler. And it'll stay with the Tigers. 7 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the third. Westminster 51, Iowa Wesleyan 21. Crowd very loud here, mainly from that Westminster bench. 3 to shoot. 4th shot here, no good. Rebounded Dowler. And it got late in the shot clock there after multiple offensive possessions. And a left wing 3 for Adams on the other end is no good. Rebound out to Massner, leaves it back for Fowler. Iowa Wesleyan trying to set any kind of offense up. She drives in here and forces a shot with the left hand. Over ambitious there, and it goes out of bounds off the back of the iron. And it'll be Reese to inbound. Not the greatest look there for Harriet Fowler, just a freshman from the land down under, Melbourne, Australia. Imamura back the other way. Back up top for Ray. Taking a couple steps in and flipping it left wing. Adams pulls a 3. No good off the left iron and out. Fight for the rebound. A whistle. It's going to stay on this end. Hansen looked like she was swiping with her hands. They're actually going to get Darby Master for the foul there. She looks like she held a member of the opposition. So it'll be Westminster to inbound. Ray Imamura from under the basket. Float in here to Miracle Johnson. Left wing 3, Abby Reese, no good, but she tries to follow her shot, and it won't work. It's rebounded out to Massner. I did want to apologize to our viewers tonight. That is actually Madison Scholl wearing number 33, not Claire Hansen. She's got the basketball right now on the right wing. It's a little confusing sometimes. The Iowa Wesleyan team has to change their jersey numbers as Claire Adams with a nice steal here in transition. Leaves it for Johnson, who, of course, finishes with the right hand. Who else? Miracle Johnson, a fantastic showing this evening. She's got 17 and tied for the lead of all scorers. But that is Madison Scholl right there setting the screen, not Claire Hansen. She wears 25 normally. She's wearing 33 tonight. Claire Hansen wears 34 in both home and away games. 3 here, forced from the top of the key, no good. Rebound coming the other way with it is Kendall Adams, slowing it down. A huge lead for Westminster. They lead 53-21. Bounce pass down low. Miracle Johnson finishes with 2 hands. Nifty playmaking there by Kendall Adams, and it sets up a nice finish from Miracle Johnson. It extends Westminster's lead. They lead 55-21. 5 whole minutes remaining in this third period. Shot forced there, no good. Rebound out and running Westminster. Bounce pass Reese. And that one went out of bounds off a Tiger. He'll stay with the Blue Jays. Group substitution in here for the Blue Jays. They're going to get some reserves on. Michaela Johnson coming back in as well as Kendall Miller. Courtney Wolf is also in, as well as Jaden Monning, a freshman from Glasgow, Missouri, seeing her first action this game. She's tall. One of the tallest players on this court at 6'1". 3 from the right wing from Miller, no good. Fantastic offensive rebound there to Johnson. Back up top for Imamura. Wonderful pass fake down to Monning, who forces a shot. And it's off the right iron and out. Coming back with it is Harriet Fowler. Her team trailing desperately, 55-21. Drive in here, Massner, no good. Rebound and a steal. Back the other way as Westminster tried to score. Some of the players haven't even realized it before the Tigers score. That's Harriet Fowler in on the other end. She has her first points of the night and cashes in off the Westminster miscue. Working it around, Monning in the low post. A nice feed there from Johnson. And Jaden Monning is on the scoreboard tonight. Her first points off the bench. Back the other way is Harriet Fowler. Basketball drives in. Nice pass fake there. She got fouled going up. And it looks like she'll go to the free throw line. She will. Fowler, as you mentioned, at a Box Hill school in Australia. A 6-year member of her high school basketball team. You heard that right. She started playing at what is the equivalent of the 7th grade level here in America, as her first one is up and good. She's an 89% free throw shooter, although she did miss her first attempt in the first half. Second one's up and good as well. 2 years of netball in her high school experience as well. Any of you who ever played netball, leave it in the comments if you have. 57-25. 3 minutes and 53 seconds remaining in the third period. Westminster on the other end scores. A great play there by Johnson to finish with 2 hands. 3 minutes and 43 in the third quarter. And Iowa Wesleyan is simply overmatched, trailing Westminster 59-24. Almost a bad turnover there. Ray Mamora makes a nifty play to flip it back up. Kendall Miller finishes with the right end on the other end. Really, really nice job of getting out and running in transition for the Blue Jays. They made good on that Iowa Wesleyan error. Trying to set up any kind of offense. Fowler with the ball on the top of the key. 12 to shoot. Hoisted from the right wing, no good. Fight for the rebound. Caught by Massner. Put back up and in. Darby struggling to shoot tonight. She leaves it out for her sister, Allie, who connects on the 3 from the right wing. Big play by Allie Massner. And that gives, I'm going to call it a long 2, I beg your pardon. But that gives Wesleyan some kind of life here, trailing, absolutely getting dominated in this one by 34 points. Johnson with the ball in the low post. Worked up top. Fight, nice play there by Imamura. The floor general makes a pass out to the mid-range. Nothing doing there. A rebound as that one was well short from Michaela Johnson, but Westminster does a nice job setting up back on defense on the other end. Swoley recently into the game. Massner driving in here. The senior surveys her options and kicks it back up top. Hummel left it back for Massner, who hit a big 3. So a couple huge shots from the outside for Wesleyan, and suddenly still a 31-point lead for the Blue Jays, but it was 28 at halftime. They extended it all the way to about 37 points here in the third. But the Tigers are not going down necessarily without a fight. 2 minutes, I beg your pardon, and 2 seconds remaining in this third period. Westminster 61, Iowa Wesleyan 30. We will take a quick break and rejoin you shortly on Westminster Athletics' YouTube page and the Westminster Sports Network. Back in Fulton. Garrett Jones, the Westminster Athletics YouTube page, and the Westminster Sports Network. Happy to be a part of your evening here. And a good night if you're a Blue Jay fan. Their ladies are absolutely dominating Iowa Wesleyan. A couple substitutions in it for Westminster. Abby Sutterfield is going to get a chance to come on here and play in a low post. Left wing for Adams, 3, no good. Kendall Adams, a starter for this team, even with some reserves on, still getting the chance to play. She's got a big role tonight. That 3 was no good, well off the mark. A minute and 48 seconds remaining in the third period. Westminster 61, Iowa Wesleyan 30. Swoley downloaded Derek Martin, who just subbed in. Very, very little spacing for Wesleyan tonight, and that's been a huge part of their problems. Been on the defensive and offensive side of the ball, but spacing of the floor, the lack thereof, has been a huge issue. They'll send Derica Martin to the free throw line. Her first one is up and well short, off the left iron and out. Has not converted a free throw, I should say, this season. Freshman from Joliet, Illinois. 8.5 and 2.5 coming into the game. Ready for the signal for the second one. Her second one is up and no good off the right iron and out. Rebound out to Wesleyan. Nice handoff there and a great find by Jordan Mickley, who subbed in the game. Handed it back off for Martin, who got 3 when she was at the free throw line, left 2 on the board. 61-33. Wesleyan's hit 3 straight outside shots, not going away. Dowler with the 3 on the left wing, no good. Well short. Rebound out to Massner. And Allie tosses it forward to her sister Darby. It is a sibling connection, as you'll see on the floor tonight. Abby Reese and Corey Reese for Westminster, as well as the Massner sisters. And Deja Swoley a little too ambitious with that ball. It does lead to a corner 3 and a connection. So 3 out of the last 4 connections for Iowa Wesleyan have been 3-pointers. Deja Swoley connecting there. Imamura now back. Dowler in the left wing. Down low to Sutterfield. Back up top to Imamura. Back down to Sutterfield, who pulls a mid-range J. No good. Off the rebound and out. Rebound up and no good. Fight for the ball. Corralled by Dowler, but a whistle. Deja Swoley did a nice job knocking down that 3-pointer under duress. She wears glasses, and they actually got knocked out on the last play. And Coach Bruns kindly coming over and giving it to her on the sidelines. At the free throw line is Connor Hadley, a freshman, subbing into the game out of Anna, Illinois. It didn't catch it. I do apologize. She's at the free throw line. She converted her first. 62-36, pending her second free throw. 20 seconds remain in this third period. Hadley's second is up and no good. Tipped away, chance for an offensive rebound. Westminster gets it back over to Adams. On the top of the key for Corey Reese, who recently subbed in the game. Back over to Dowler. Nice play there by Hadley to flip it up. It's going to be a 3 from the top of the key for Reese. The lefty, no good. Fight for the rebound, secured by Adams, putting it up as the clock expires. And she cannot connect on the layup. Nonetheless, William Woods. Westminster still in control, leading 62-36 after 3 from Westminster Gym. We'll be back with you shortly on the Westminster Athletics YouTube page and the Westminster Sports Network. Here from Westminster Gym, Fulton, Missouri, the campus of Westminster College. Unless we're in the store for something historical, Westminster is 1 quarter away from putting the finishing touches on a nice victory. They lead it 62-36, 10 whole minutes left to play in this 4th quarter. Darby Massner, offensive leader for Iowa Wesleyan, hasn't been able to get anything going, and that's a big part of their struggles tonight. Jerica Martin with the ball. Back up top for Massner. 15 to shoot. Moves left wing and pulls a mid-range J. No good. Rebound to Miracle Johnson, who barely played in the 3rd quarter, now subbing back into the game. It's Corey Reese in the game as well. In with Kendall Adams. Johnson in the middle. Stubblefield at the power forward spot. And Dower on the shooting guard spot. Working around to Sutterfield. Back up top Adams. A whistle. And a loose ball foul. They're going to get Deja Swoley, making sure we had the right call there on the foul. First of the period. Adams pulls from the right wing, no good. Off the top and out. Fight for the rebound, secured by Derica Martin. Nice pestering defense there from the Blue Jays. Dribble handoff. Swoley on the other end. Jumper from the top of the key. That's a low percentage shot. It's rebounded by Adams. Kendall Adams shown the ability to run the floor tonight. She comes the other way in transition. An unintentional pass leads to a bucket for the Blue Jays. It's just been that kind of night. And Miracle Johnson cashes in on the miscue. 64-36. They lead it. 8 minutes and 49 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. Back over to Martin. Foot on the line, 2 knocked down. Jordan Mickley with a nice shot there from the top of the key. 64-39. She's on the board. Dowler, Sutterfield. Mid-range jumper for Johnson. Not her best shot selection there. Rebounded by Massner. Massner at the top of the key. No good. A little too ambitious on that 3-point attempt. Dowler back. Drive in from Adams, a nice lead pass. Great defense there from the Tigers. They have to foul Miracle Johnson to prevent her from scoring. There's going to be another group substitution upcoming for Westminster as Miracle Johnson will shoot free throws. It'll be Janae Williams subbing back in. Kendall Miller as well. Abby Reese and one more substitution. I'll let you know who it is as soon as we get a number. Harriet Fowler is also going to come into the game for Iowa Wesleyan. It's going to be Shelby Jackson making her first appearance in this game. Everybody on the Westminster roster has gotten a chance to play in this one, so a nice gesture there by James Arnold in a blowout. Westminster leading 65-38 as Johnson connects in the first. Her second one, up and no good. She still leads the team in scoring with 22. 22 and 11 on the evening, 9 to 14 from the floor. Truly a dominant player at this level. Wesleyan looking for any kind of answers. Fowler, nice tight defense there from Imamura. Working it around. Massner Tried to go up and under, nothing doing there. Rebound out to Westminster and Imamura. Coming back, moving right to left. They floated in for Johnson, who kicks it out on the right wing. And a foul there while Kendall Miller was shooting three. And they're not going to say it was on the shot. They're going to say it was after the shot. And it'll be Reese to inbound. Kendall Miller will not shoot free throws. Imamura has done such a nice job setting things up for her teammates. 7 assists on the night, no points. Reese with the mid-range J, it's good. Abby Reese on the board once again. 7 points on her evening, and Westminster extends its lead. 67-38, the Blue Jays lead. Bad shot there, but it connects. Harriet Fowler with a foot on the line, too. And the Tigers trying to do anything to keep this one at least respectable. Flip on the right wing. Nothing doing there for Jackson. Ball is kicked out and out of play. Away from the grasping arms of Kendall Miller. Leading scores tonight for Westminster. It's been a quiet second half for Kaylee Dowler and Kendall Adams alike. They both came into the half scoring 14 points, tied for the lead, but Miracle Johnson has pulled away in that. Darby Master leads Iowa Wesleyan with 11. Derica Martin lost control of the ball. Westminster got a hand on it. More pass defense there from Imamura. Nonetheless, it's out of bounds off the Blue Jays. Fowler to inbound from under her own basket. Floats it in. A jumper from mid-range is good. Hummel connects. Emily Hummel with her first points on the game. And Imamura and the Westminster offense will look to counter. Working it around. 67-42 they lead. Nice job by Fowler to tip that ball away from Imamura, but it led to a J at the top of the key. That Shelby Jackson connects on. 3 points for her, the first of the evening. Fowler with the basketball. Top of the key, working it around. Leaves it up top for Massner. Has to force a three at this point and hits. Darby Massner leads the Tigers with 14 points. Only 6 good three-pointers on the night for the Tigers. And a nice steal here. Massner once again getting out and running. Careless pass there from Westminster. Good defense by Imamura. But Massner did a great job adjusting her shot. We're going to get a timeout from Coach Arnold. Not pleased with what he sees, even with his squad up by 33. We'll take a quick break and rejoin you shortly. 5 minutes and 36 remaining in the women's game. Westminster 70, Iowa Wesleyan 47 on the Westminster Athletics YouTube page and the Westminster Athletics Network. Final stretch here in Fulton. Westminster in complete control, leading 70-47, 5:36 remaining in this women's basketball game. Iowa Wesleyan searching for answers offensively. Very poor offensive sets. Just 18-56 from the floor, 32%. Pretty much the same group in for Westminster. Imamura with the basketball. She crosses the timeline. Back over to Shelby Jackson, just subbed into the game and hit a three. Over to Miller. Right wing Jackson. Tipped down low to Janae Williams. Feisty defense there from the Tigers, and they force another turnover. The momentum over this past 2-minute stretch has definitely shifted to Iowa Wesleyan, even though they trail by 33. In a vacuum, you look at these past 2 minutes, they have played very, very good basketball. Much better than the first half when they only scored 16 points. And a jumper from the top of the key. Fight for an offensive rebound. Derica Martin flips it back up. A lot of contact, but she was not fouled. And Westminster with the stop. Imamura. Jackson on the wing. Back up top, Imamura. Miller on the left wing. Highly contested three, which she hits anyway. Kendall Miller with a three-pointer. Her first of the evening. Wesleyan setting up some offense here. Drive by Master off the right rim and out. Back out to Imamura. Driving in here in transition. Looking for her first points of the night. She scores. Ray Imamura has done a great job setting up her teammates tonight. 7 assists, but her first points in the game. And every starter has scored for the Blue Jays. Iowa Wesleyan looking to respond. Dribble handoff here. Hallie Master, dribble handoff for Darby. Had it poked away there. Good defense by Abby Reese, who wasn't going to wait around. 6 to shoot. 5, 4. Fowler driving in 3. And she traveled. Poor offensive position there for Wesleyan. They turn the ball over once again. And that's been a huge part of the story of this evening. 11 on the evening for Wesleyan, just 7 for Westminster. 3:44 remaining in the fourth and final period. 75-47. We do invite you to stick around for the men's game, which will tip off about 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one. Set for 7 o'clock. That's not going to happen, as it's currently 6:50 by my watch, but not too long after. In transition here, working around the Tigers. Fowler in the corner. Backed up, nice defense. Tipped away and stolen by Miracle Johnson, who has made an impact on both sides of the floor. Nice dribble move from Adams trying to score, and she charged. Great job there by Darby Massner. Not the biggest player in the court, but able to take the charge. And after some further delegation, they are going to rule it actually a common foul. Master to inbound. It'll be Fowler to take it up. Darby Master 7 of 20 from the floor, 2 of 8 from 3 for 16 points on her evening. Fowler. Derica Martin. Normally a spark off the bench, hasn't been able to provide that as she turns it over. Kendall Adams. Transition, Imamura. Could have shot a 3, but wisely brought it back down for the pass fake, and it leads to points on the Westminster end. Kaylee Dowler scores her second 3 of the second half. 17 points headed into that one, 20 on the night, and her 7th 3 of the evening. A timeout charge to Iowa Wesleyan. We'll take a quick break and rejoin you for the final stretch. 2:48 left to play in the fourth. Westminster 78, Iowa Wesleyan 47. And we'll actually keep it right here. They're about ready to play. 13 turnovers for Iowa Wesleyan, 22 points off those turnovers for Westminster. That's been the difference if there's been any in this game. Obviously a lopsided score. Westminster complete control, leading by 31. They've shot 12 of 19 from 3 as well. 12 big three-pointers. Derica Martin with the basketball on the top of the key. Lots of switching and substitutions. That leads to a three-point shot, no good. Rebound off the right iron and out. Shelby Jackson back into the game. Back up top, Imamura, working it down into the low post. Hadley forced a shot up and no good. Beg your pardon, that's Jaden Monning recently subbed back into the game. Also on with Wolf. And Miracle Johnson as well. Sutterfield's going to come on for her. For Ray Imamura, I should say. Kiana Andrews back on the floor. Every single player on the Westminster roster has played this evening. Sutterfield forces a shot from the mid-range, no good. Basketball hits the floor and out. 2:04 remaining in the fourth period. 78-47. Westminster leads. Massner at the top of the key. Driving in here. Layup up. No good. Fight for the rebound secured by Wolf. Nice job by her to go up and get that one. There's no such thing as garbage time if you ask most basketball coaches, and these reserve players for the Blue Jays, as Kiana Andrews tried to put up the shot. Good defense there in the low post by Massner. Forced her to go up and down in turnover. 1:39 remaining here. The clock continues to wind down ahead of the men's game. Westminster looking like it will certainly go to 3-1 on the young season. They'll go to 4-1 actually. They came in 3-1. Three from the top of the key is good. Nice job there by Jordan Mickley to connect on that one as Wesleyan hits the 50-point mark. Minute 19 left to play. This place is just as loud as it's been all night. Almost a turnover there. Good job by Monty to get her hands on that one. She hit the floor. Nice effort here late in the game. And as we said, there's no such thing as garbage time to most coaches when you're talking basketball, because almost every single play that you're playing is an audition. Monning subbing off. It's Hannah Macon coming on. And as I mentioned, every single player on the Westminster roster has graced the court this evening. Nice gesture there by James Arnold. Andrews to inbound. Flips it up. Sutterfield, right wing Wolf. Three no good. Rebound Wesleyan. Darby Massner in transition. Scores it and the contact. Really nice play there by Darby Massner. Shows flashes of brilliance, but just not her best shooting night from the floor. I believe they're going to get Kiana Andrews on that foul call. Massner looking for a highlight play. First one is up and good. Discretion between the referees. They thought it was a two-foul shot, but Massner wisely and honestly, great move by her. It's a really good look of sportsmanship. She could have easily cashed in off the referee error, but Darby Massner plays a clean game, and she showed it there. Sutterfield. Under a minute left to play, 19 to shoot. Westminster working it around, down low. Flipped up and by Macon, no good. Back out to Sutterfield. Top of the key, Corey Reese pulls a three, no good. Fight for the rebound. Kiana Andrews flipped it back, and it was off the hands of Allie Massner, out of bounds. That's Claire Hansen, actually, who just subbed into the game. 40 seconds remaining in this contest. Westminster 78, Iowa Wesleyan 53. Flip up to Reese. Good tight defense there, even late in this one. Left wing, jumper for Macon, no good. Well short, off the left iron. He's tipped out of bounds and away from the Westminster players. 32 seconds remaining in this one. A 25-point lead for Westminster. They're going to get a really nice quality win out of this one. Improved to 4-1. Massner scores there, so it's really turned into a really solid showing for her. She's above the 20-point mark at 21. But the Tigers will have to keep searching for that first win of the season because Westminster was dominant from the tip. And as this clock dwindles down here and the waning seconds of this one come to an end, the Blue Jays will look back on this one with a grin. The buzzer sounds. This one has gone final. Westminster 78, Iowa Wesleyan at 55, a 23-point win on their home court. Great showing by the Blue Jays. We'll run back through the scoring. Miracle Johnson led all scorers with 22. Kaylee Dowler with 20. She hit 6 threes in this one. Kendall Adams with 4 threes. She scored 14. Abby Reese with 7. Kendall Miller with 5. Shelby Jackson with 3. Ray Imamura with 2, but a solid 8 assists. Michaela Jackson with 2. Jaden Monning off the bench scored 2 points. Connor Hadley score. Corey Reese, Courtney Wolf, Kiana Andrews, Abby Sutterfield, Janae Williams, and Hannah Macon all play but do not score. As for Iowa Wesleyan, Darby Massner leads all scorers on their side with 21. Allie Massner added 9. Deja Swoley added 8. Jordan Mickley with 7. Harriet Fowler with 5. Derica Martin with 3. Emily Hummel with 2. Sarah Kavanaugh, Madison Scholl, and Clara Hansen all play but do not score. Team stats, Westminster, 78 points. Iowa Wesleyan, 55. Tigers just 33% from the floor. Westminster, 35. Not much better there, but final score certainly skewing that statistic. 3-point field goals, Westminster knocks down 12. They shoot 12 of 41 for just 29%, but it's an improved clip over Iowa Wesleyan, who shot 7 of 23. 6 of 9 on free throws were the Tigers, 8 of 13 Westminster. The rebounding game might have been where this game was won. Miracle Johnson, a huge part of that. 54 total rebounds for the Bluebirds tonight, 34 for Iowa Wesleyan. And a big number there, 13 turnovers for Iowa Wesleyan. And the Blue Jays cashed in for 22 points off those miscues. So you see the men's team starting to warm up here. Roughly 30 minutes from tip-off after the conclusion of that women's game. We will have the call here on the Westminster Sports Network and the Westminster Athletics YouTube page, so stick around with us for that one. Once again, Garrett Jones and the broadcast team here at Westminster Gym. Privileged to be with you this evening. We will see you back 5 minutes ahead of tip-off for the men's game. Stick with us here on the YouTube page.